Welcome to News 360, live from our studio here at Desawe in Accra. I am Martin Asiedu Date.
And I'm Aisha Yakubu Khalid. Coming up, the headlines.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
Pressure mounts on government to release Democracy Hub protesters from custody as civil society groups accuse Judiciary of undermining the rule of law.
Also coming up, Wager Dam officials say pumps supplying water to parts of Accra are out of order, affecting consistent water supply.
In business tonight, reduction in Bank of Ghana's key lending rates puts pressure on banks to reduce interest rates on loans.
On the international front, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accuses the United Nations of bias against his country in a fiery address as several diplomats walk out in protest against his speech. We have details of these stories and many more. Let's hear from you what you make of the stories we have for you tonight. The details now.
In the details this evening, Amnesty International Ghana has expressed concerns over a reported violation of human rights of the Democracy Hub protesters by the police. In a letter addressed to the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, the international organization is demanding three things from the police. One, they're asking that the total number of individuals arrested as of September 25, 2024 be given, and their full names also should be given, and then the locations where each of the arrested individuals is currently held is being asked for. Now, the arrested protesters aimed to demand an end to galamsey activities in the country and to protest against the poor governance and hardships under the ruling party.
Still on the same subject matter, and in a mounting wave of criticism, some civil society groups have accused the judiciary of undermining democracy by remanding Democracy Hub protesters in prison. They allege a coordinated effort between the courts and police to stifle dissent as fears grow over the fate of some detained protesters. There is more in the following report.
For the release of arrested democracy protesters are growing louder, with pressure groups like Africans Rising, the Economic Fighters League and Democracy Hub, among others, accusing the judiciary of a miscarriage of justice in its handling of the demonstrators. Movement coordinator for Africans Rising, Hadi Yakubu, addressing the media, condemned the court's decision to remand several protesters for an additional 2 weeks, calling it a mistrial, alleging the judiciary and the police are working together to violate the right of protesters.
The treatment by Ghana Police Service, and now in addition, the ongoing miscarriage of justice by the judiciary, we are here to advocate for a worthy and urgent cause. Conduct of the police and the judiciary by lending themselves to this unconstitutional, unfair and inhumane acts are contrary to the protection of their constitutional rights and constitutes a gross violation of everybody's cheered, very revered human rights. This is not the first time the Ghana Police Service, in collaboration with the judiciary, has behaved like this towards protesters. Their actions highlight the erosion of the most basic freedoms we hold dear.
Ernesto Yeboah of the Economic Fighters League warns that recent developments pose a serious threat to the country's democracy.
Ghana's so-called democracy is so threatened. The democratic space is so muted that anybody with a basic understanding of democracy knows that this is not democracy.
He added, days after the arrests, the whereabouts of some protesters remain unknown.
We have Cedric Bansa, We don't know where he is. We have Michael Amofa. We don't know where he is. We have Emmanuel Ofe. We don't know where he is. We have Fred Boating. We don't know where he is.
According to him, the groups are more confident in the power of continued protest to achieve justice than in the court system.
We are convicted in our hearts and in our minds that the case will not be resolved in the courts. We will not find justice there. We are only going to find justice in the streets.
Also, calls from civil society organizations to release protesters of the Democracy Hub have been coming in thick and fast. The latest is the Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative. Let's bring you a summary of what they are calling for. Now, the CHIR condemns the police for unlawfully arresting 44 Democracy Hub members. The organization criticizes the police for violating protesters' constitutional rights, detaining them without due process, and denying access to legal counsel. The organization demands an investigation by STRAJ into the abuse of protesters' rights and calls for sanctions against police officers involved. CHIR urges the government to retrain police officers in human rights compliance crowd control methods and end the mistreatment of arrested persons. It also demands the immediate establishment of an independent police complaints commission to investigate and address police abuses.
Right, so a lot has been happening, especially if you've been on social media, regarding the Democracy Hub arrests and the demonstrations thereof. Something new is building up and is catching momentum. A coalition of university hall groups across the country have come together to protest the persistent galamsey or illegal mining activities, which is devastating water bodies in the country and forest reserves, and also asking for the release of the Democracy Hub protesters. The protest, set to take place from the 3rd to the 5th of October, aims to demand the release of the detained Democracy Hub protesters and in what they recently did on the streets of Accra, dubbed Say No to Galamsey demonstration. In a Twitter post, the group expressed deep concern about the ongoing destruction of water bodies by galamsey operators, whom they allege are backed by politicians. The coalition also raised concerns about the president's silence in addressing the concerns. And I would want you to get a sense of which specific institutions or groups are planning this 3rd to 5th October mass demonstration in Accra. So they are the University Hall from KNUST, popularly known as Katanga Hall. We also have Unity Hall from KNUST, Conti, or Conti Power as they are well known, Commonwealth Hall of the University of Ghana, Vandals, Casford Hall, or the Casley Hayford Hall in University of Cape Coast, Casford, and also Atlantic Hall, ATL. So these are student bodies or groupings from various universities who are saying that they are massing up on the 3rd to the 5th of October and asking all well-meaning Ghanaians who are also against the illegal mining and its impact on our very lives as Ghanaians to join them for that protest, the peaceful protest from the 3rd to the 5th of October, starting from Okpongulu at the University of Ghana.
To some election-related stories now, the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, is urging the Electoral Commission to address the concerns of all stakeholders regarding the demand for a forensic audit of the voters' register. Co-chair of CODEO, Elizabeth Joy, says this will help boost the confidence and trust in the register and the Commission.
Some political parties, led by the National Democratic Congress, have expressed their displeasure at the current state of the 2024 Provisional Voters Register, calling for a forensic audit. The Electoral Commission has, in its clearest terms, written to reject the NDC's demand. It explained The legal and administrative mechanisms established to clean the register have not fully been utilized, making a forensic audit unnecessary at this stage. Co-chair of the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, Kodeo, believes the Commission must put in the necessary measures to ensure that all parties are satisfied.
We pray that they will stand and, iron this together. The latest I've heard is claims that the registers have been cleaned and is going to be exhibited. What we want to hear is whether this will be acceptable, because now tempers are very high. And if any political party feels strongly about any issue, the important thing is should be listened to. And when it is listened to, should be addressed quickly so that it doesn't highlight or, magnify or amplify anything that will cause any disturbances.
As the December 7 elections edges closer, the Institute for Public Relations Ghana, IPR, is warning about the dire consequences of hate speech, misinformation, and divisive messages. President of the Institute pointed out that the challenge of hate speech and polarization.
Let what you say be the truth. Even if it's negative, it should be the truth. It should not be something that you have invented because you do not belong to another person's party. Because when you do that, you infuriate that party and you infuriate the supporters of that party. They also try to find something against you. And what happens? We lose our peace.
The Institute for Public Relations Ghana, as part of its 50th anniversary celebrations, organized a session with communicators and a spokesperson of political parties on the theme Ethical Communication for Peace in an Election Year.
In more news tonight, I will prosecute any person neck deep in the $800 million opaque Ghana gas deal that is being crafted without parliamentary approval. These are the words of former President John Dramani Mahama as he charged supporters of the NDC in the Greater Accra region to vote out the NPP. An enraged John Mahama says he will be ruthless in dealing with anyone found culpable. Here's a report by Komla Kluche.
71 days, John Mahama and the NDC expect favor from the people of Ghana at the polls. Campaigning has been given a heightened pitch. Handlers of the flag bearers say on the third leg of his Greater Accra campaign, John Mahama stormed Kokompe of the Ablekuma North constituency, a major hub for spare parts and import business operators despair.
We are having $1 to create with 80 pesos, and that was far better than this time. And also, aside the exchange rate, we have taxes overwhelming us. The taxes are a lot. Because we paying COVID levy and e-levy at the post to poses more stress on us. So it makes the markets very difficult.
Papa Hamas no. Sisi aya akoko benza ba. Company bi ha agufaru na ba me wato. Aya CP company. Na dam company. Na wa ya ba better sa because CP company no bo say ya ba ya da sa so wanda na woto dame. Ene na wo company. Eto ade ba ko na be na woto kra na wonto oyere na wonto hwehwehwehwehwe.
John Mahama said his policy of a flat rate for the sector is a game changer. The entourage moved shortly to Odoko, still in Ablekuma North constituency.
Ballot in just NDC. Yabeto number 8. Ezu. 8 now. Obika say breaky 8 no. 8 no e wa me ho. Machi 8 no. 8 no e wa me ho. Omo be breaky na me hwe.
John Mahama moved to Ghana's biggest spare part Abuja. It was an intimate moment when John Mahama interacted one-on-one with the dealers, offering them hope and assurance.
And now Asantehene Otumfuo said to the second says the nomination of the vice presidential candidate of the NPP, Matthew Opoku Prempeh, does not imply that Mensah Palace supports the NPP. He was speaking when the NDC vice presidential candidate Jane Nana Opoku Agyemang called on him at his palace.
Asantehene explained, though Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, the vice presidential candidate for the MPP, is his nephew, it does not imply that the Mensah Palace supports the political party where he belongs. Otumfuo II said this when NDC's vice presidential candidate, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, paid a courtesy call to him.
MPP for you, Nana, a year President Matthew Napo, and Pastor Nana no. And no Joseph Yahamatwama MPP and Matwama NDC.
The MPP has appointed my grandchild Napo. That does not mean I have sold my palace or house to the MPP. I can only render my blessings to you and urge you to work hard with all that you have. God is the maker of kings, and without him, you can never be a leader you wish to be.
Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman also thanked Asantehene for his continuous advice to her and the NDC party over the years.
I have come for the second time to seek for your prayer, support and advice for the upcoming general elections.
On to some other stories now. Minister of Education Dr. Yao Osei Educhum has said that any move at ending the double-track system will only deprive thousands of Ghanaian children access to secondary education. During a presentation to supporters of the governing New Patriotic Party in Kumasi on Friday, the Busumtri lawmaker berated former President John Mahama's decision to end the double-track system if voted into power.
A charged atmosphere, reigniting the party's base in its stronghold, the Ashanti region. The B24, or Bawumia for 2024, is an integration of all volunteer groups working to secure a win for the MPP flag bearer. The emergence is an architect of Andy Owusu, special aide to the Ashanti regional chairman of the MPP. Dr. Yao Educhum, patron of the group, used the occasion to do a presentation on how the government has shaped the education sector.
And a double track in a I did America, California school, was say, and ya ubechum. Namen can't tell Mamma, my offer, I'm open school, Papa, I'm a mama, Mamuti, what TV so much a double track, moi, I feel Opokuari.
They want to abolish the double-track system. I can assure you, if they go ahead and do that, school like Opokuwari wouldn't be able to admit more students. Thousands of children are likely to remain at home.
Meanwhile, MPP Vice Presidential candidate Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh has described Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's bold solutions for the mining sector as a game changer. Addressing the chiefs and people of key mining communities in the Ashanti region, Dr. Opoku Prempeh emphasized that the NPP's primary objective is always to manage Ghana's mineral resources to benefit the people.
Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh stated that a future Bawumia presidency will create an enabling environment for community mining schemes as part of efforts to formalize, regularize and regulate environmentally sustainable small-scale mining. Reflecting on the record of the MPP, particularly in supporting cocoa farmers, he emphasized that voting for Dr. Bawumia will ensure that things continue to improve to make their lives better.
Oye cocoa is saying that cocoa bag in 475 cities. And a Ghana for saying Pesa Abino. Sabine penny or down in front of John Dramani Mahama. And now an animal can say cocoa bag will pay 3,000 Ghana cities.
Under Mahama's presidency, Ghanaians were dissatisfied with the price of cocoa, which stood at 475 cedis per bag. However, the current price has skyrocketed to 3,000 cedis. Notably, Odotobri plays a significant role in Ghana's cocoa production, and I'm confident the President acknowledges its contribution.
Addressing challenges confronting them in the community, key among them being network connectivity, he assured that government has taken notice of their challenges and will address it. In respect of formalizing the mining sector, the vice presidential candidate said they will license all miners doing responsible mining and create district mining committees, which will include the chiefs.
And yes, to a good year will you, and I ain't to a good year, I will quiet. Now, the dim rascal to said the ABC to know. Near Momo Fidia, and say assassin, ye 2 years, the BCC assassin. I'm here said to be a dear and no buyer also.
Given the law's strict prohibition on mining in water bodies and forest reserves, we will engage in consultations with the indigents to designate suitable mining areas and provide them with environmentally friendly machinery. This approach will ensure that ecological harm from mining is minimized while sustaining livelihoods.
Parliamentary candidates for Dotobri constituency, Anthony Mier, and some party stalwarts addressed the gathering.
Network abai chatumu
For 3 weeks, we've enjoyed network connectivity thanks to the government's effort. Credit goes beyond myself to the Vice President Anapo, who played key roles in facilitating this development.
Away from politics, let's look at some other stories that bother on our everyday life, which has to do with water. Pumps supplying water to parts of Accra have broken down, affecting consistent supply of water to many parts of Accra. Responding to challenges, Chief Productions Manager of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Charles Tulasi, says that new plants have been purchased to replace the old ones at the end of October.
For many residents in several parts of Accra, recent water supply has continually become unreliable. Residents in some parts of Accra, Dansoman and Achimota, complain they are supplied water once a week. Elsewhere in some communities, the shortage have persisted for 6 months running. Residents complain they have had to switch to more expensive water retailers who got their water supply at between 50 to 70 cedis from the tanker operators. But the Chief Productions Manager of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Charles Tulasi, blamed the situation on faulty pumps.
You can see at the background that these are the new motors and pumps that has been brought, and we are making preparatory works at the station to install them.
He added new plants have been purchased to replace them, assuring there will be consistent flow of water at the end of October.
This issue, the challenge, the shortfall of 20%, will be a thing of the past. We are doing everything that we have to do. Our engineers are on site, our maintenance team are on site. The supply situation will be normalized.
He called on the general public to support the Ghana Water Company by paying their water bills.
Also, the governments of Ghana and Germany have provided funding support for researchers to develop innovative means of addressing the waste situation in Ghana. The technology, if successful, will be replicated in other West African countries.
Management of solid waste remains a challenge in Ghana. Aside the health risk the sanitation challenge poses to residents, it also contributes to flooding. This is because most plastic waste end up in gutters and drainages, preventing the free flow of water. The West African Science Service Center on Climate Change and Adapted Land Use, WASCAL, under the funding support of the Federal Ministry of Education and Research in Germany and the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation in Ghana, has established a research facility at Jankoba in the Ashanti region to convert waste into energy. The plant, which currently manages 10 tons of waste per day from the Achumanwebija district, generates biogas and pyrolysis oil.
By looking at the volume of waste that is treated here daily and even monthly, you can see how this, what is the role this project is playing in terms of first treatment of waste. This is a challenge. sanitation, and also in terms of protection of our environment. And we are involving here the municipality of Giankoba here to be part of this project so that we can ensure ownership, local ownership of the project. That is the first step of sustainability and success.
The facility generates and uses its own electricity from the waste.
It is not only the gas that you are generating, there is also another additional byproduct, which is the compost that you can actually get from the processing of the waste, and that can go into agriculture. We know even inorganic fertilizers are now becoming very expensive, and there have been, a lot of supports going into producing organic, fertilizer, and this is one form of organic fertilizer that you can actually get into your farms.
A team of researchers and policymakers from Ghana and other West African countries visited the project site to understand how the plant is turning waste into a resource. With the right investment and adoption of innovative technologies, Ghana's waste management challenges will not only be addressed, but the country will also be getting alternative source of energy from its waste. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Jankoba, Ashanti region.
Now, children aged between 6 and 14 will now own Ghana cards starting next month, that's October 2024. The exercise, targeting to register 2.85 million children, will be conducted in schools and other designated centers with parental supervision.
12-year-old Aseye is here at the National Identification Authority head office to register for her Ghana card. The minor and many others aged between 6 to 14 are part of the next phase of registration for the national card rolled out by the Identification Authority. Her father is excited about the opportunity for his ward to be enrolled onto the scheme.
The card alone makes me feel that yes, she's a Ghanaian. It's a good thing. I think going for it will help all our processes wherever we need assistance, where we are supposed to use the card. We will get access freely and easily.
According to the NIA, the exercise, which begins next month, October 2024, is to close the identification gap in the system. The process, in partnership with the National Health Insurance Scheme and Identity Management Systems, will begin in some schools in 170 selected operational districts for the first phase.
Registration is such that we have to do it in schools, and we ask that with education, parents are involved in the registration. Then the school authorities are also part of the registration, and we are saying that the requirements are basically the birth certificate of the child or a valid passport that the child will have. If the child doesn't have, the parent should be there, or both parents or one should be there to guarantee or vouch for the child. And if the parents are not available, legal guardians or a legal guardian should be present to undergo the registration with the child. And then when you are doing the registration on behalf of the child, or you are vouching for the child, or if even you are not vouching, but once you are a parent, you need to have your Ghana card, and then that Ghana card will be captured as part of the registration of the child.
So watching News 360 on TV3, Friday edition. Stay with us. We have many more for you after the break.
One bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
I love President Charcoal.
Why? When there are so many other charcoal toothpaste. That's both charcoal and lemon. Oh, does it? Yes. Look right here. Yes. Pepsodent Charcoal has 2 of nature's powerful whitening ingredients. With the power of activated charcoal and lemon essence, it removes stains and whitens teeth naturally. Convinced?
Well, I am. Just look at your beautiful Pepsodent smiles.
For naturally whiter teeth, Pepsodent Charcoal. Pepsodent.
I see. Monsieur Namid 200 Ghana could also sister. Buy you 5 cities. And then 40 Ghana. Hey, you can contain your 40 to 50 pesos. And then 20 Ghana. And then at dancing, or long can do 30 Ghana. Adai, or my anyway.
Oh, so Casa, Michel Dean. Sha, Doctor Midi 20 Ghana. Ah, me pay for me 15 Ghana cedi a day. Omo be na ewomi ya koya na ate yesan bai
hwe enye duane bo nko an ekosoro John Dramani Mahama time Smith 1 bag ne ye 24 Ghana cedis me nko to Smith 1 bag a yesi eye 108 cedis ayon ross ye beton sen it is say wo si dan a sen na wo be say John Dramani Mahama ba ma giye a ye be wo
ya nya bibia fa ho akom be ku yen yo
akom ne de enku yen e be fa ye ho adwen pa na MPP aban wadi ehwamo ankasa
me de menim wo haw na me de mehwe masetirem na mato ababa
ene sa na ti ye de a eye akufu ade ne nipa wo mi a nyame ya dom ne se December 7 tura ye be tuo masese de YouTube
ye be tu ankasa
hwe wasetne moto abapa e de sakraya papa beba wa brabo mu to abama John Mahama ne NDC.
Playing for your country, enye easy. Scoring, enye easy. Avoiding injuries, enye easy. Winning, enye easy, Charlie. But you know what be easy now? Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Aye easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. As I be street footballer, Gary at the top. Now we are 10-star boy. Still Gary at the chop. I travel go abroad. Kibo Gary at the chop. Kibo Gary. He did bio. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kibo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Rise and shine. It's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Watch is Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch is red, it's still on point. For your bread,
it's creamy.
For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watch is red, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
We all have that one friend, always by your side for the big moments and ready to assist. He's always got his eyes on the prize and his heart in the right place. Where would we be without our BFF? This season, enjoy all 380 Premier League games with your BFF GoTV. Upgrade or reconnect to GoTV Super Plus for the discounted price of just 265 cedis today. GoTV, love it.
Choose the perfect prize for you every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Segment is brought to you by MTN
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
West Hills Ridge Property, Eden Heights.
Thank you for staying with us. Time now for business. Menu Afol is with us. Hello, Menu.
Hi.
All right. I like the hi. Okay. Please give us the details in business.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Business News on News 360. My name is Menu Afol. So banks are under pressure to reduce interest rate on loans going forward. This is because the Bank of Ghana, at the 120th Monetary Policy Committee briefing, announced a reduction in its key lending rate from 29% to 27%.
The Bank of Ghana's resolve to lower the policy rate to 27% is in line with Fitch Solutions' forecast. The move comes despite underlying price pressures and strong domestic demand. Addressing the media, Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Ernest Addison, expressed optimism that headline inflation will continue to ease to reach set range target of 13 to 17% by end of the year.
At the current juncture, the committee judged the risk to inflation outlook as fairly balanced. Given these considerations, the committee decided to lower the monetary policy rate by 200 basis points to 27%.
In a related development, the Bank of Ghana launched a new gold coin, which will be available on the market for purchase by investors. Dr. Ernest Addison said, the coin, made from gold mined locally, will help manage money market liquidity while boosting domestic savings for the general public.
The Ghana Gold Coin enables the Bank of Ghana to mop up extra liquidity in the banking sector and will supplement the use of Bank of Ghana bills and overnight depots for liquidity management. It gives savers resident in Ghana an additional avenue to invest to reap the benefits of the Bank of Ghana's domestic gold purchase program.
Meanwhile, US-based Professor of Finance Williams Pepra is calling for increased public sensitization following the launch of the Ghana Gold Coin by the Bank of Ghana. He emphasized the need for the central bank to assure investors that the product is risk-free, particularly in light of recent financial market uncertainties.
What they need to do is to do a lot of education, also a lot of probably media engagement and adverts to make sure that this is well known. And then also, as the education goes, to be able to point to some countries and the benefits derived. And this is going to ensure that our government, central bank is now ready to ensure that the gold investment really works. Indeed, our central bank must also assure investors that there is a very strong safe where the gold will be kept without any issue of people coming to steal anything or something like that.
In more stories, Vivo Energy Ghana, the sole distributor of Shell fuel and lubricants, has officially opened the Pantang Abokobi Shell service station. The new service station is strategically located to also serve nearby communities, including Oyarifa and Tayman. The facility boasts modern amenities designed to enhance customer experience, including efficient fueling services, convenience shop, easy laundry services, and dedicated customer service. According to Managing Director Jean-Michel Arlandis, the new station is part of Vivo Energy's commitment to providing quality fuel and lubricants while also supporting local economies.
Each time that we open a station is really to render the best service and to be more close to our customers. We absolutely want to cover the whole country and ensure that even in the most remote places, location, we are able to provide our customers, the citizens of Ghana, with a good product.
The new station also promotes sustainability and aims to create job opportunities for locals.
The first thing I checked, first of all, I would like to confirm that the people working in that station are all from here. I think it's something very important. Then, in terms of sustainability and environment, we are investing billions of dollars in our product, to provide a product much better than you can find in some other station.
In attendance of the commissioning was traditional leaders of Pantang, led by Mankralo Nikote Efutu Brimpong III, representatives from Ghana Police Service and management of Vivo Ghana. Vivo Energy Ghana continues to make positive impact in communities where it operates by implementing long-term sustainable development initiatives. Away from that, the Ghana Used Clothing Dealers Association has debunked claims that the second-hand clothing trade is solely responsible for environmental damage in Ghana. According to the association, the claims are not only misleading, but are also part of a broader agenda by the All Foundation to dismantle a long-standing and essential trade that provides economic benefits to millions of Ghanaians.
To question the motives of organizations like the All Foundation, which has received significant financial backing from international corporations such as SHIN. The second-hand clothing trade represents a form of circular economy, one that recycles goods and offers affordable fast fashion alternatives. By attempting to vilify this industry, the All Foundation threatens the livelihoods of millions of Ghanaians while advancing the interests of large fashion corporations looking to monopolize markets and perpetuate fast fashion consumption. The second-hand clothes trading is a complex industry that cannot be reduced to one-dimensional narratives of harm. Instead, we advocate for policies.
That's it for Business on News 360. My name is Minu Afo. Stay with us. We have more news for you after the break.
Life is full of uncertainty. Human life is indeed fragile. When a man dies, the breadwinner dies. When a man dies, the father dies. When a man dies, the husband dies. When a man dies, the income dies. Life insurance is the greatest love letter ever written for loved ones. With Ayo Family Cover, you are assured that you and your family are secured for life's lowest moments. With as little as 15 Ghana cedis per month, Ayo gives you 15,000 Ghana cedis life insurance cover to support funeral expenses, or 300 Ghana cedis per night hospitalization cover to support hospital admission bills. You can also add your family members between 1 and 69 years each on your life and hospitalization cover at 15 Ghana cedis each per policy. Don't be left out. Just dial *296# on your MTN number or visit app.ayoforyou.com to sign up to the Ayo Family Cover now. Ayo, because you care.
Terms and conditions apply. Underwritten by Sanlam Alliance Life Insurance Ghana Limited.
Yo, Jay. What is this? Why, you go write emails or something?
Charlie, the bills and taxes are for paying. That's why they write plenty like that too. The movement from taxation to production, it make beans.
You read the NDC manifesto I send you. That's why you the hassle. Your Mahama say when he come power, he go exempt micro and small businesses from paying VAT. He also go give 2-year tax holiday to new businesses. So say them go first stand them elect up and grow better before them go start they pay corporate and personal income tax.
Charlie, that they go for me. Oh. Now I make my mind say I no go vote. But this one, dear, if I change my mind, then go vote give John Mahama.
That no be all. He also go scrap e-levy, COVID tax, emission tax, and the 10% betting tax. No,
it don't deal. The e-levies are the cheapest. Swear. I like the tax wrong with you. Charlie, Kwanzaa, what else Mahama talk?
If I talk you everything today, what else I will talk you tomorrow?
Oh. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Sanlam and Allianz is now Sanlam Allianz, Africa's largest insurer.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Prophecy time.
Abraham and Sarah, Mubanya twins. Go and buy jackets. We are going to Canada.
Hallelujah.
The best board waba. Master, what the card do? Mungu tujue. Bona memwao. Oyune. Because of my mepa. Business bread, school fees, chop money. Funeral bills, suppliers, in-laws. Side chicks. Or yes, I book count. Oh, how nanya spiritual. For bills. Bills micro credit. The same way. Bills micro credit. From Mambabwa. Ati. Kwanako from. Next.
Everyone is running to Bills. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes with acquiring any of our loan facilities. For whoever you are and whatever you're doing, Bills has a product for you. No susu, no deposits. All you need is your Ghana card. Bills, financing your needs.
Hello, Bills.
Akuko ya bounce visa. Nganga. 92 African Cup just yan. Ai. Nana, ntimi nyo hwe mame. Hwe no kire.
Ahaye ni adian.
Making money shouldn't be this hard. Just reload and win cash in the Telecel More Money promo. Win daily and weekly when you reload your mobile and broadband bundles. You can win up to 30,000 Ghana cedis weekly or the 1 million Ghana cedi grand prize. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning in Telecel More Money promo. Dial *500# or opt in on the Telecel Play app for free. Telecel, connecting energies. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Billy Shen. Starting off from the Ghana Premier League, which continues this weekend as teams gear up for match day 4. The spotlight will be on Asante Kotoko and Hearts-of-Oak as they have tough away games ahead. There's more in this report.
Abubakar Ouattara has a bit of respite after claiming their first victory of the season, but questions still linger. They travel to Abrankase this weekend to face a Nations FC side that has not tasted home defeat since the start of last season, with 10 victories and 8 draws. Arch rivals Asante Kotoko face a similarly difficult task as they travel to Brecum Chelsea on Sunday. The Beavers are unbeaten at home to the Porcupines in their last 5 league meetings. The battle prospects of Prosper Nate Ogum and former Hearts-of-Oak coach Samuel Buedu will be one to watch. League leaders Mediama will battle Basheke Holy Stars away from home. Accra Lions will host MTN FA Cup holders in Swatreman, and second place Bibiani Gold Stars will lock horns with Pando Heart of Lions. Bibiani's coach Frimpong Manson still thinks it's too early to celebrate despite starting well.
It's early days to talk about how things is going to end. But what I would say is it's good. We've had a good start. Normally you need something to step on so that you can jump into the league when it gets tough. So for me, I think for us it's been good.
It should be another week of upsets, drama, and goals for Ghana Premier League ultras to enjoy.
Let's move on to the lower division, that is the Division 1 League, which will begin their new season on Sunday as 48 teams from 3 different zones will compete for 3 available qualifying slots to the Ghana Premier League, with 704 games set to be played. Among the lineup are some traditional clubs like 2-time Ghana Premier League winners Great Olympics, who were relegated from the GPL last season, and Okweu United, who last participated in the GPL in 2005. My colleague Francis Hima looks at all the big traditional clubs set to feature in Ghana's lower division.
On 1, we have Real Tamale United, who got relegated from the Ghana Premier League just last season. They will be competing for that 3 slots to the Ghana Premier League. And then in Zone 2, second 11 Wise, whom have been in Division 2 for 7 years, have gained promotion and are competing in this year's Division 1 League. They will be competing alongside Ebusua Dwarfs and Swedro All Blacks in Zone 2. And in Zone 3, we have the Olympics, who also got relegated from the Ghana Premier League just last season as well. Only 3 teams will qualify to the Ghana Premier League from the 48 teams. Each zone will have a champion qualifying to the Ghana Premier League.
Well, some positive news coming in. Ghana goalkeeper Richard Ofori has officially joined Amazulu FC on a permanent transfer, the club announced on Friday. The 30-year-old shortstopper, who was a free agent after his contract with Orlando Pirates expired, is set to bolster Amazulu's goalkeeping department in the South African Premiership this season. The 30-year-old has 120 appearances in South Africa's top flight with 45 clean sheets and 106 goals conceded. South African journalist Lawrence Kula believes Ofori has something to offer the club despite a drop-off in form in recent months, including a horror showing in the 2023 AFCON.
The window has closed. He comes from a huge club like Orlando Pirates, and as much as Richard had, his mistakes and here and there, he's still very highly regarded in this country, in a sense of his leadership, captaining the Black Stars of Ghana. It shows his pedigree, and it was a good addition to be in the PSL, somebody of his stature. His stint at Maritzburg, he was one of the best goalkeepers in the league. For a time at Pirates, he was, a dependable stopper, but I think maybe his lack of footwork led to his demise eventually at the club. And I think just them signing him this quickly after a couple of errors and a couple of difficult performances in the goalkeeping department leads me to believe that he potentially will be immediately the #1 goalkeeper at Usutu this season.
Wish Richard Ofori all the best in Amazulu. Now to our final story. Manchester City midfielder Rodri will miss the rest of the season after rupturing his anterior cruciate ligament. The 28-year-old limped out on Sunday's 2-2 draw against Arsenal in the Premier League following a collision with Thomas Partey, and Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola has now confirmed Rodri has now had surgery on his knee and will miss the rest of the campaign. He said, in quotes, he had surgery this morning, ACL and some meniscus, so next season he will be here. This season is over for him. That's it for sports here on News 360. My name is Billy Shen. Entertainment is up next with Ajwa Noela.
Entertainment news segment is powered by 3 Entertainment.
Well, good evening. Let's do some entertainment news updates here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, the versatile disc jockey Peter Nyame, better known as DJ PC, is on a mission to promote Ghanaian and African music across the globe. Based in the US, DJ PC understands that DJs play a crucial role in elevating music to global prominence. He believes that blending international musical elements with traditional Ghanaian sounds is essential for success.
DJ PC has remained dedicated to showcasing Ghanaian and African music to worldwide audiences. The business executive, who discovered his passion for DJing at a young age, has spent years honing his craft while staying connected to his cultural roots.
My experience as a Ghanaian DJ in the United States has been pretty awesome. United States, as you know, is a very diverse country with people from different backgrounds, different cultures. As a DJ, I have an open mind, so I want to learn, I want to listen, I want to see what makes people have fun. So I'm not just tailored to just one genre that I like. Because I'm open, navigating the cultural differences through research makes my experience pretty awesome because I'm learning new music and it's exciting. If you look at my videos, I use a lot of Adinkra symbols on my vinyls. The clothes that I wear, I represent Ghana when I'm out there to an audience that is non-Ghanaian. It helps me stay connected to my roots and also educates my audience that are not Ghanaians about the culture.
Recognizing the potential of DJs to bridge gaps in the music industry, DJ PC has developed a unique approach to introducing Ghanaian music to a global stage.
I'm always looking for ways to blend Ghanaian music with international music. So it's very important that I'm picking songs that aligns very well with international music. So if I blend those two and I introduce it to a non-Ghanaian audience, it's easy for them to actually dance into that.
He emphasized that integrating global sounds with indigenous Ghanaian music is key to achieving widespread recognition and success.
I believe Ghanaian music can gain international recognition. For that to happen, we have to follow the blueprint of artists who have been very, very successful at doing that. Think about Latin music. Latin musicians like Shakira or Bad Bunny, they actually make music for their culture, but they also make music that aligns with what the international audience like. Nothing wrong with Ghanaian music. We need to keep the way our music is because it's very unique to our culture. But for us to have the international appeal, we need to find a way to blend our Ghanaian music with an international audience.
Well, that'll be all for the entertainment news segment here on News 360. Make sure you stay tuned to TV3 over the weekend for the amazing shows we have for you. And Just Us Tonight is showing tonight at 8 p.m. right after the bulletin. My name is Noella Donko. Do have a lovely weekend.
Let's take a look at what is happening on the international front. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accused the United Nations of bias against his country in a fiery address Friday morning as several diplomats walked out in protest ahead of his speech. Now, Benjamin slammed the mounting criticism of Israel's war in Gaza, which has killed more than 40,000 people in the Strip, arguing that his country is only eliminating the Hamas threats. My colleague Sani Abdurrahman has more.
The situation in Gaza has caused sharp divisions here at the United Nations, and this was seen in the cheers, applause, and boos that welcomed Benjamin Netanyahu to the podium this morning. Several diplomats left the room, leaving a nearly empty audience on the delegate floor for his address. The Israeli leader went on with his address, criticizing the UN for being unfair to Israel. He used much of his speech to criticize Iran, which he accuses of being behind the chaos in the region.
In this swamp of anti-Semitic bile, there's an automatic majority willing to demonize the Jewish state on anything. In this anti-Israel, flat earth society, any false charge, any outlandish allegation can muster a majority.
Defiantly, Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel would continue the war until it achieved victory, and that means efforts by key allies such as the United States to bring an end to this war is failing. The White House, however, is confident of using diplomacy to stop a regional war in the Middle East, but it remains to be seen if that will be achieved.
And that's how we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you so much for staying with us. I am Martin Esiedu Date.
And I am Aisha Yakubu Hali. Just Us Tonight is up next with Nash Shoko. Have a lovely weekend.